Hello everybody, this is Vanshika Rastogi and I have done MBA in Tourism and Travel Management from Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, Gwalior. So today we are going to discuss about physical geography of India. When we talk about physical geography, then the major physiographic divisions are Himalayan mountains, which contain water and forest wealth, the northern plains, which are a huge storehouse of granaries, the Peninsular Plateau, which has a lot of minerals, the Indian deserts, which are full of safaris, the coastal plains, where you can do fishing and various sport activities, the islands, which are a house of fossils. Majorly, we talk about Lakshadweep Islands, which are a house of fossils. They have coral reefs over there. Then, when we talk about the types of mountains and hills in India, then they are divided into three parts: fold mountains, and the best example is Himalayas; the block mountains, the examples are Satpuras, Vindhyas; the mountains in the eastern Ghats, especially the Mahendragiri; the mountains in the western Ghats, especially the Anaimudi. And then we talk about volcanic mountains. Then there is the only volcanic mountain in India, which is Barren Island, and it is the active volcano. It is there in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So this is the picture which depicts about various categories of mountains. The first one is about the volcanic mountains. The second one is about the fold mountains. And the third one is about the fault block mountains or the block mountains. So, as I told you that Himalayas are a best example of fold mountains, now I am going to tell you how Himalayas are actually formed. So, millions of years ago, Himalayas, or we talk about India, India was a part of African continent, and then due to few tectonic movements, India, it got joined to Eurasia, and that was the reason how Himalayan mountains were formed. So have a glance at the pictures again, and here are the pictures, and in detail I am going to tell you in my next video about these pictures, that how volcanic mountains are formed, how fold mountains are formed, and how fault block mountains are formed. So when we talk about the characteristics of Himalayan mountains, then these are the few characteristics. They are young and structurally fold. They are in the west-east direction from Indus to Brahmaputra. They form an arc of 2400 kilometers, and their width varies from 400 km in Kashmir to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. The Great Himalayas are asymmetric folds and granite is found over here. Granite ये एक तरीके का मिनरल होता है जो कि यहाँ पर आपको पाया जाता है. Then the major glaciers are found here, and the origin of many important rivers is also the Great Himalayas. Which important rivers are they? I am going to tell you in my next video. So here is the map of the Great Himalayan range. Now I am going to tell you about each of them. So basically the Great Himalaya or the Himalayas, they are divided into three categories. First category is the Himadri, which is of average height 6000 meter. It is a prominent Himalayan peak. These are asymmetric folds, and the core of this part of Himalayas is compressed of granite. And then towards the south it is Himachal. Himachal, these are also known as Lesser Himalayas. These are the altered rocks and their height lie between 3700 to 4500 meter. Their width is around 50 kilometer. Examples of these kind of mountains are Pir Panjal, Dhauladhar, Mahabharat range. These are the most important ones. The areas which these kind of mountains cover are Valley of Kashmir and the Kangra and Kullu Valley. Then it is the Shivaliks. These are the outermost range and their width is around 10 to 50 kilometer. The altitude is 900 to 1100 meter and the major elements found over here are thick gravel and alluvium. So these are very good for agricultural practices. So the places which such mountains cover are Dehradun and Kotli Dun. Now the question arises that what are dunes? So basically dunes are the longitudinal valleys which lie between the Lesser Himalayas and the Shivaliks. Now look at the map here. You can see very well that the Great Himalayas are spreaded this way, starting from Karakoram, then going towards this Naga Hills, Garo Khasi Jaintia Hills, and Patkai Bum. Then there is Makalu also here, Annapurna is there, Dhaulagiri is there. So Annapurna, Dhaulagiri and Makalu, these are the mountain ranges in Nepal. Then there is Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, which is the largest one in India. Then there are few passes also, Shipkila, Bumla. These are the passes here. Then there is Kailash range also, you can see it very well in the map. Zaskar range is there. It is there in the region of Ladakh. And few more mountains are there which are not a part of India right now, but earlier they used to be a part of India, like Suleiman Range, which is now in Pakistan. Then there is Hindu Kush in Pakistan, and there is Kulnul Mountains in towards the area of Tibet, and there is a Pamir knot which tie these mountains together. Namcha Barwa is also one of the essential ranges of Himalayas. Now let's have a glance at other important peaks of Himalayas. As I told you, Mount Everest, it is the highest peak of Himalayas. It is there in Nepal, Solokhumba district, China, Zigazet district, and then in Tibet also. So these are the parts which Mount Everest usually includes. So Nepal, it is a place where maximum part of Mount Everest is there. Then it is Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga, its center, main and south peaks are situated in Taplejung, Nepal, while the north peak lies in Sikkim, which is a state in India. Then it is Makalu. Makalu, it is there in Nepal, and you can find Makalu Barun National Park here. So if you go to Makalu Barun National Park, then you can easily have a glance of Makalu mountain ranges. Then it is Dhaulagiri. It is also in Nepal, Nanga Parbat in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Annapurna in Narchiang, Nepal, Nanda Devi in Chamoli district, Uttarakhand. Kamet, it is also there in Chamoli district in Uttarakhand. Then it is Namcha Barwa, it is there in Arunachal Pradesh, and Gulla Mandata, it's there in Tibet. When we talk about glaciers, then these are the important glaciers of Himalaya. Some are there in Pakistan, while others are there in various states of India. So in Pakistan, it is Batura Glacier, in Baltistan, Hispar Glacier, Biafu Glacier, Chogolungma Glacier, Ponma Glacier, and Skamri Glacier. In Ladakh, it is Siachen Glacier, Nunkun Massif, Parkachik, Drung Drung Glacier, Hari Parbat, Nubra, Machoi, Shafat, Shirvali, Remo, Chongkamdan and Tesir. Himachal Pradesh, there is Bara Shigri Glacier, Chota Shigri Glacier, the Lady of Keelong, Parvati and Dudon, Nakpo Tokpo, Sonapani and Biaskund. In Sikkim it is Zemu, Rithong and Lonak. Arunachal Pradesh it is Bishom, Kangto, and Uttarakhand it is Pindari Glacier, Gangotri, Milam, Kafni, Kalaband, Mela, Namik, Panchuli, Ralam, Satopant and Sona. Some other glaciers are also there. Example, Arva, Bagini, Bhagirathi, Kharak, Changabang, Chaturangi, Chorabari, Dakshini, Nanda Devi, Dakshini Rishi, Dokriani, Ghanohim, Bamak, Jondhar, Kedar Bamak, Kirti, Myandi, Mana Glacier, Meru Glacier, Panpatya Glacier, Paschami Kamet, Purbi Kamet, Raikana, Raktavarn, Ramani, Sita, Suralaya, Sundardhang, Swachhand, Thipra Bamak, Trisul, Uttari Nanda Devi, Uttari Rishi and Vasuki Glacier. All these glaciers lie in Uttarakhand. So, by this we can say that there are maximum glaciers which are found in India and they are in Uttarakhand. Then there are few important mountain passes in India. They are Jojila Pass, it is there in Zaskar range, Banihal, Shipkala, Baralacha, Rohtang Pass, Mana, Niti, Jalepla, Mangshadurala, Nathula, Karatang, Khardungla. So when I talk about Khardungla, then I would like to add on a point. Khardungla Pass is the highest motorable pass in India. So always keep this in mind. Then there is Thangla Pass, Aghil, Changla Pass, Lanakla Pass, Imisla Pass, Trails Pass, Mulingla Pass, Devsal Pass, Bomdila Pass, Dihang, Difu, Pangsan, Banihal, Jodila, Burzel, Pensi, Pir Panjal, Shenkota Gap, Bhorghat, Thalghat and Palghat. So about all these passes I am going to discuss in the next video, which I am going to share with you soon. Then have a look at this map of India, this physical map of India. I would like to tell you about other ranges of India also here. So we have already discussed about Himalayan ranges, but what about ranges at Western Ghat and Eastern Ghats? So when we talk about the ranges in Western Ghat, then there is one range called Anaimudi. You can see it there in the southern part of India, Anaimudi range. Have a look at it. Then there is Cardamom Hills also found over here. Then towards the Eastern Ghat there is Mahendragiri. Towards the Nazar Circle side, you can see it clearly. Then there is Satpura ranges here in the middle. Mahadev Hill is found over here. Then there is Vindhya range just above Satpura ranges. Then there is Aravalli range which covers most of the part of Rajasthan. And we have already discussed about other ranges like Suleiman range and Hindu Kush and Kullu mountains. Yes, I was also telling you about the mountain ranges like volcanic mountain in Andaman and Nicobar Island. I have already told you about it. So these are few things about the mountain ranges. Thank you people. I hope you liked my video, and I am going to share more about these ranges and mountains in the next videos which I am going to share with you. To have a look at more updated videos, you can subscribe to my channel below, and you can share this video with as many people as you like. So like, share and subscribe. Thank you guys.